And we're going to start off with an opposite arm, opposite leg exercise. Put the ball right in your solar plexus, hands on the floor, feet are hip width apart. Have your hands directly underneath your shoulders and push the back of your knees strong and straight. You want to feel your thigh muscles, the quadriceps activating here. So really squeeze your knees strong and straight, and you should feel your quadriceps turn on. Make sure the back of the neck is lengthened, so your chin is slightly tucking in towards the chest. Breathe in as you raise your left leg up to hip height. Strongly straighten the left knee and push back through the left heel. Now, without letting your ball wobble or move, raise the right arm up to the front of your room. Think of finding length between the tips of your fingers and your left heel. Take a slow breath in and a breath out for 1. A slow breath in and a breath out for 2. A slow breath in and a breath out for 3. And then lower that hand and foot back down to the mat. Raise the right leg strong and straight behind you. Really activate your quadricep and lengthen the leg by pushing back to the wall behind you with your heel. Keeping the ball completely steady and still, raise the left arm up and forwards. Find length from the fingertips of the left hand out through the heel of the right foot. Keep that right leg strong and straight. Check that the back of the neck remains lengthened. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out for 1. A slow breath in and a breath out for 2. A slow breath in and a breath out for 3, and then lower that hand down. We're going to start some leg pull under, so make sure you've got room to move. So I always start kneeling right at the very back of my mat, and then we're going to put the ball in the belly and slowly walk yourself out forwards until your knees end up on top of the ball. So this is our start position. You want to have your fingers spread wide on your mat with your middle fingers pointing straight ahead. Your elbow creases face each other, so just check that the elbows are off the lock. Your legs are strong, they're turned on, they're active. Your buttock cheeks are squeezing together and your tummy is pulling up and away from the floor. Now we want to draw the thighs to the chest, and we're going to use our tummy to initiate that movement. So the movement all comes from the lower belly. We're going to curl the pubic bone towards the navel, scooping in the low belly as you draw the thighs up to meet your chest. Breathe out as you extend the ball out away from you. Tummy remains drawing up strongly away from the floor. Let's do 5 more. Breathe in as you draw the ball in using your lower belly muscle. Breathe out as you extend back out. Tummy scooping up away from the floor. Breathing in, pubic bone curls to the navel as you draw the lower belly in. Breathing out, tummy scooping in really deeply. In breath, tummy initiates the movement of the ball as you draw your pubic bone towards your navel. Tummy scoops in as you extend back out. 2 more, breathing in, drawing the lower belly to move the ball up towards the chest. Tummy draws in as you extend back out. Last one now, breathing in, draw the ball all the way in. Breathing out, extend back out. Let's give the hands a rest. Gently roll yourself backwards. Give your hands a little bit of a shake out. And then roll up the end of your mat so that your knees are going to have padding. placing the knees on the ball. Hold the ball at an arm's width out in front of you. Lower your forearms down to the top corner of the ball and interlace your fingers. Your knees are hip width apart. Now, without moving your legs, just lower your rib cage towards the ball. So you want your body to be in one long line. Your pubic bone is curling towards the navel and your tummy scooping in deeply away from the front of your clothing. So really pull the belly in before we do anything else. Pull your shoulder blades down away from your ears. And now we're going to breathe in as we roll the ball forward. And then breathe out as you draw your upper arms back towards your rib cage. In breath, push the ball away with your elbows. Out breath, upper arms draw the ball back towards your ribs. Make sure that your pelvis remains tucked under, pubic bone to the navel. And throughout all the repetitions, you're scooping all of your tummy flesh away from the front of your clothing. So at no point do you let your tummy hang out towards the floor. You're constantly scooping the entire tummy away from the front of your clothing. Let's do 4 more. In breath as you extend out. Out breath pulls the upper arms towards the ribs. Check that your shoulders remain down away from your ears. Last one now. Good. Come back up into an all fours position. Walk back to the end of your mat. And we're going to roll out forward again, out onto the hands. Knees are together on top of the ball. Hands spread wide. Middle fingers pointing straight ahead. Check that your elbows are facing each other. Activate your legs, so turn on the legs, push the back of the knees straight, and then scoop the tummy, particularly the lower belly below the navel, up away from the floor. We're going to roll to exercise the oblique abdominals. So we're going to roll to face the right side of the room. So you're going to roll onto the outside of your left leg, stacking the right leg on top of the left. Roll back to the center. Now roll to face the left side of the room. Stack your left leg on top of your right, twisting through the whole torso. Turn back to face the floor. Roll over to face the right side of the room, twisting through the ribs, the pelvis, and stacking the right leg on top of the left. Roll back to face the floor. Roll your body to the left side of the room, stacking left leg on top of right, really finding that rotation through the rib cage. Roll back to face the floor. One more to each side. We'll roll to face the right side of the room, stacking the right leg on top of left. Keep pulling in your lower belly. Roll back to face the floor. Roll to the left, stacking left leg on top of right. Tummy drawing in, and then rolling back to center. Slowly roll back and give your wrists a bit of a rest. The next one we're going to do is a roll up with the ball. So you're in long sitting, legs out straight. Starting off with the ball just sitting on top of your shins, arms stretching out. Finding length through the spine to begin with. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, you're going to lower one vertebra at a time down into your mat. Use an in-breath to take the ball all the way behind you until the ball touches the floor. An out-breath brings the ball all the way to your thighs. And an in-breath curls the spine off the floor. Roll the ball out onto the tops of your feet and press it down on top of the feet. Breathe out as you slowly roll back, one vertebrae at a time. In breath, the ball flows back. Keep your rib cage tucked in along the front of the body and smooth. Breathe out. Triceps bring the ball to the thighs, chin to chest. Roll up and then breathe in as you push the ball out on top of your feet. Breathe out as you curl your pubic bone to the navel, rounding the spine to get good articulation of the spine into your mat. In breath, keep your ribs smooth along the front of the body as the ball flows back to touch the floor. Use an out breath to bring the ball up to your knees. In breath, push the ball out to your feet. Tummy scoops in here. Breathing out, rolling backwards. Breathe in as the ball flows back. Just keep your ribs smooth. Breathe out, ball to knees. Tummy draws in. In breath, push the ball forward. Let's do 3 more. Breathe out as you roll back slowly. Breathe in, ball flows back. Breathe out, bring the ball to your knees. Breathe in, roll up. Push the ball out on top of your feet. Breathe out as you roll backwards. Breathe in, the ball flows back. Breathe out, bring the ball to your knees. Breathe in, roll the ball out on top of your feet. Last one now. Rolling back slowly, feeling the spine, one vertebra at a time, lowers into the floor. In breath, ball flows back. Out breath, bring the ball to the knees. In breath, roll forward. So what we're going to do now is roll back and hold the ball up at the ceiling. So as you're holding the ball up, you want to make sure that the front of your ribs are smooth along the front of the torso. You don't want your rib cage popping up in the air. So think about gliding your rib cage along the front of your body. Raise your right leg up to touch the ball. Now if your right leg doesn't meet the ball because your hamstrings are tight, just bring the ball to touch your foot. Push the back of the right knee straight and then raise the left leg up as well. Push both knees straight. Remember that your toes need to touch the ball here. So you may have to have your ball out here, or if you're more flexible, the ball will be more vertical to the ceiling. Pulling in your belly as deeply as you can. Lift your head, neck and shoulders completely off the floor. Keep drawing in your tummy as strongly as you can, and then slowly lower the right leg down to the floor. Now lower the left leg down to the floor, and then lower your shoulders, your neck and your head. Breathe in as you take the ball back behind you, and then breathe out, bring the ball back to the ceiling. Breathe in, raise the left leg up to touch the ball. Breathe out, raise the right. Take a breath in as you lift your head, neck and shoulders, and then breath out as you lower the left leg down. Breath in, lower the right leg down, and then lower your head, neck and shoulders. Keep your rib cage smooth as you take the ball back behind you. Bring the ball back to the ceiling. This time raise the right leg strong and straight on an in-breath. Out breath, raise the left. In breath, lift head, neck and shoulders. Out breath, lower both legs at the same time. Lower your head, neck and shoulders. Breathe in as you take the ball back behind you. Breathe out, bring the ball back to the ceiling. Breathe in, raise the left leg up to meet the ball. Breathe out, raise the right. Breathe in as you lift your head, neck and shoulders up high. Breathe out, lower both legs down to the floor. Lower your head, neck and shoulders. Take the ball all the way back behind you. Bring the ball back to the ceiling and then place the ball underneath your legs. Lift and lengthen your pelvis and take your arms out wide. Even though the arms are wide, your shoulder blades are down away from your ears. Gently roll the ball from side to side, keeping both shoulder blades flat on the floor. Don't let the shoulders lift from the floor. So you're only taking the ball as far to each side as you can maintain that stability through the back of the shoulder blades. As you're rolling your ball, make sure that your jaw isn't clenching and that your chin is just slightly tucking in towards the base of the throat. Return back to the midline, and what we're going to do now is continue that side to side rolling of the ball, but we're going to use our tummy muscles to perform the whole movement. So scoop your lower belly in deeply. So you really want to hollow out that lower belly down between the two hip bones, and then pull your navel down as well. Maintaining that deep contraction of the tummy. Slowly allow the tummy muscles to let the legs drop towards the right. So it's gravity that's rolling the ball, and your tummy is controlling how far the ball rolls. Now thinking about the tummy muscles rolling the legs back to midline. Scooping down the lower belly, scooping your navel down as well. Use the tummy muscles to control how far the legs roll to the left. Making sure that right shoulder blade stays down. And then the tummy muscles bring the ball back to the midline. Let's do 2 more to each side. So tummy muscles control how far the ball rolls to the right. Left shoulder blade stays pressing into the floor. Tummy muscles roll the ball back to the midline. Tummy muscles control how far the ball rolls to the left. You're scooping your navel down, scooping the lower belly down between your hips. Tummy muscles roll the ball back to center. Last one to the right. Tummy muscles controlling how far the ball rolls to the right. Keep the left shoulder blade pressing into the floor. Now your tummy muscles draw the ball back to the center. Tummy muscles rolling the ball to the left. Right shoulder blade stays glued to the floor. Tummy muscles bring the ball back to the center. Take the ball out from underneath of your feet. Lift and lengthen your bottom. Hold the ball on the front of your thighs. Hold the other side of the ball with your forearms. So the ball is perched between your upper thighs, near your knees, and your forearms. Draw your thighs a little closer towards your chest so that you feel your whole spine pressing flat against the floor. So this is important for this next exercise, that you feel contact of the whole spine on the floor. If you let your spine arch off the floor, you're at risk of straining your back. Press gently through the forearms and the knees into the ball. And when you do that, you should feel the abdominal muscles start to turn on. So what we're going to do is split the opposite arm and leg. So we'll start by taking the right arm and the left leg away, opening them wide until they touch the floor. Then slowly bring the right arm and the left knee back to meet on the ball. Swapping to the other side, draw your tummy in, keep your back on the floor as you extend out through the left arm and the right leg. Keep your tummy scooped in deeply as you bring the leg and the arm back. We'll do 2 more on each side. Opening out away from the ball, drawing your tummy in deeply. In breath brings the arm and the leg back in. Breathe out as you stretch out. Pull your tummy down as deeply as you can. In breath, come back to the ball. Last one. Right arm with left leg, tummy drawing in deeply. Breathing out, come back to the ball. Roll yourself up. And we're going to do another set of the pushing the ball in and out. So, roll up the end of your mat, again like we did before. Hold the ball out at an arm's